if your puppy's meh about bumpers and could care less about those retrieves, but was tearing out wild and chasing that bird when you did your bird introduction, you don't want to try and do your gun introduction with a bumper if your puppy doesn't care about bumpers. But I know this guy does. And so we're going to start this process showing you what it looks like with a bumper, and then I'm going to switch out and use a bird so you can also see the difference and a compare and contrast type of thing with this little guy. Hey guys, Kat here from Standing Stone, and I have Hex, our little puppy, with me again today. He's 16 weeks old, and we have done his bird introduction, and now it's time to do his Gunfire introduction because this little guy is going to be a hunting dog. So, things to keep in mind when you're prepping to do your Gunfire introduction. You need to plan ahead and be intentional about your training session. You don't want to just willy-nilly this, because done improperly, a Gunfire introduction can go wrong and create gun sensitivity. So, things to keep in mind: wear hearing protection. 2, make sure that your gunner, which is Ethan down there, knows your signal for when to fire his blank pistol. We're using just the Alpha 209 blank pistol. We don't want to use anything like a 22 actual pistol because the sound can be very sharp and different. We're staying away from buildings, so there's no any weird echoing or strange report of that gunfire. So he knows my signal. If his timing is off, it can create problems. I need that puppy to be 100% focused on the retrieve, whether that's the bumper or the bird that we'll be using. And if he's not, I don't want to call for a gunshot. And if my gunner has bad timing, it can create issues. So if the timing doesn't work or the gun malfunctions, it's better to just not shoot than to do a late shot. Then you also want to think about distance. I'm a terrible judge of distance. So I'm actually going to be utilizing a rangefinder to say, hey, you're at so many yards, I want you to come closer, so that I'm actually judging distances properly. We don't want him to be too close or too far away, especially when we're starting this process. The next thing to keep in mind is you don't want to overdo this. Your puppy doesn't need to lose interest with this process, because that's when gun sensitivity can happen too, because they're not as driven and excited anymore about the session. So we're going to start out with Hex using a bumper today and throwing bumpers for retrieves. We're on a check cord, again, because there's a lot of distractions and fun things out here, and I want to be able to get a hold of it, direct him back to me, that sort of thing. If you've been following along with his training series, you will have seen that we've already done a lot of retrieves outside, and this guy is crazy driven for bumper retrieves. Not every dog is, so you have to gauge that and know your puppy. If your puppy's meh about bumpers and could care less about those retrieves, but was tearing out wild and chasing that bird when you did your bird introduction, you don't want to try and do your gun introduction with a bumper if your puppy doesn't care about bumpers. But I know this guy does. And so we're going to start this process showing you what it looks like with a bumper, and then I'm going to switch out and use a bird so you can also see the difference and a compare and contrast type of thing with this little guy. So he's like, oh, I saw the bumper, now I'm ready to go. Got his attention, didn't I? So I'm going to go ahead and drop my check cord. You can drop the check cord too, man. I said my gunner knows my signal, but he's just clarifying, so no big deal. It's important for him to know that. Hey, Hex, 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 Hex. So basically, when my hand goes up, that's to let him know I'm ready, and then when that hand comes down, that's when I want my shot. So we're going to throw this. Also, the timing of that shot's important. When I throw this, I want the puppy to be like on the bumper and chasing and excited, not already at the bumper messing around picking it up. He needs to be still focused on that bumper. So if he's not watching it well enough either, I'm not going to be calling for a shot. So, ready? Ready? Okay. Too far. I threw the bumper too far. No shot. I didn't know my own strength. So this is a good important thing to mention, that, hey, he didn't see that bumper. I threw it too far and in too thick of cover, so he lost track of it, lost sight of it. That's not the time to ask for a gunshot. I will make the retrieve this time, and then I will throw this a lot closer. I had the wind at my back too, so it helped push that bumper a little bit further, which is something I'm going to have to keep in mind for my bird tosses, because they're going to want to coast with that wind as well. So let's try this again. Okay, let's do a shorter one. Ready, ready? Okay. So no reaction at all. He didn't look up. He didn't look at the gunfire. Hex, 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 good puppy. Gonna grab a hold of my check cord because there's distractions out here. Good puppy, come on. Oh. Something to smell, and you dropped your bumper. Okay. So he dropped the bumper, got a little distracted, but he was super excited tearing out there after it. No reaction to the gunfire. He didn't look up, he didn't acknowledge, which is what I want to see. I'm gonna go ahead and do another one. Ready, gunner? Ready, ready, ready? Ready, ready, ready? Okay. Good puppy, good puppy. Straight back. Good job, good job. Good job, good job. So, as you can see, this guy's independence has really kicked in too, doing a little more parading with those bumper retrieves, which is why collar conditioning for recall is going to be super important and beneficial when we continue these retrieving games with him. Good job. Keeping the game fun though, guys. Keeping the game fun. So, I'm going to actually have my gunner come closer, probably about 15 yards closer. So I'll signal him where I want him to be. Good. So I had him come about 15 yards closer. So he's at about 40 yards now. Gonna do another one. Ready? Pay attention, puppy. Oh, so he lost it, the check cord got tangled a little bit. He didn't react to the gunfire at all, but he did lose the bumper, so I'm gonna just help him find that. It's out here a little further, buddy. Right here. Look, look, look. Ah, you found it. Good job. So just helped him complete that retrieve. The check cord got a little tangled on some grass, pulled his focus, and then he short marked that retrieve a little bit. So get it, puppy. Good job, good job. Okay. So I think I'm ready to switch to a bird. And the thing about the bird, it's going to be flapping, and he's going to see that movement, which is going to help keep him focused on the bird and the retrieve, as well as it'll allow Ethan to hopefully move closer, because birds are usually a little more exciting than a stationary bumper. So let me go ahead and put my bumper up and grab a bird. Hey guys, if you want to see the rest of this video, we're going to be using live birds because we're training hunting dogs, we're training bird dogs, and we need birds for that purpose. So head on over to patreon.com or go to our online course at standingstonesupply.com/courses.